Hello, very good afternoon to you all. How are you guys? कैसे चल रहा है आप लोगों का? Is everything okay? Yes or no? जल्दी से बोलो. How are you? प्राजक्ता म्हणते yes sir, we are ready. Okay, good प्राजक्ता. Very good. पूजा, विक्रम, वैभव. चलो. So today we will start our new chapter. Chapter number 2. Chapter number 2, that is valence bond theory. Yes or no? Have you heard this theory or this word valence bond theory in FY? No, I think it was not there in FY, SY. But I think you have studied this theory in 12th standard. Yes or no? 12th standard में पढ़ा है about valence bond theory. Yes or no? I think it was there in 12th. Valence bond theory, which was derived by the scientist. Many scientists are there, 3 scientists mainly, Hitler and London, and then Pauling and Slater. 4 scientists are there. So this theory was proposed, or this theory was put forth by 4 scientists. First, this theory was proposed by Hitler and London. सबसे पहले तो इस थ्योरी को किसने निकाला था? हिटलर एंड लंदन ने. देन दिस थ्योरी वाज एक्सटेंडेड बाय पॉलिंग एंड स्लैटर इन 1931, आई थिंक. यस, करेक्ट. द पॉलिंग एंड स्लैटर हु एक्सटेंडेड द थ्योरी ऑफ वैलेंस बॉन्ड थ्योरी ऑफ हिटलर एंड लंदन. ठीक है. So we'll start this theory, Pauling's valence bond theory, or this Pauling's valence bond theory, sometimes it is also called as a modern valence bond theory. What is called as? It is called as a modern valence bond theory. Please remember this. So can I start my lecture now? Yes or no? आप लोग तैयार हो? चलो बोलो, कौन कौन तैयार है? जल्दी से बोलो चैट सेक्शन में. Who is ready? Yes sir. Deepali, Varsha, Priya, Renuka, Prapti, Sheetal. Rohan, Trimni. I think सिर्फ गर्ल्स ही बैठी है क्या मेरे लेक्चर को? नो बॉयज? अंकुश, विश्वजीत, वेरी गुड. ठीक है, चलो. सो ऑल आर देयर. सो वी विल स्टार्ट आवर चैप्टर नंबर 2. यस सर. रेडी सर. विश्वजीत, प्राप्ति सिंह, रेडी सर. ठीक है, सो वी विल स्टार्ट. So we'll start our chapter number 2 and lecture number 1 from the Pauling's valence bond theory. ठीक है? Yes or no? Yes, good. ठीक है. So we'll see the introduction first. ठीक है ना? So the question comes, very first questions, why there is a need of valence bond theory, और valence bond theory क्यों exist हो गई? Because of what? Because of the failure of octet theory. Because of the failure of octet theory. This octet theory was proposed by the scientist G.N. Lewis. किसने की थी? सबसे पहली theory थी ये. केमिस्ट्री के हिस्ट्री में this was the first theory which could explain the phenomenon of chemical bond, or which could explain the formation of chemical bond. This was first explained by the great scientist G.N. Lewis, and he gave the name to this theory as a octet theory, or sometimes it is called as octet rule also. ठीक है. किसी ने तो भी मुझे फर्स्ट चैप्टर में क्वेश्चन किया था, क्या क्वेश्चन था मुझे पता नहीं, लेकिन आई थिंक इट इज रिलेटेड टू देयर d orbital and to complete their d orbital that metal accept the electrons from ligand, something like this we were discussing. ठीक है, so in that question I told you people that the octet theory is not applicable to the coordination complex, or octet theory does not explain the formation of complex. Octet theory does not explain the properties, physical properties, chemical bond of the coordination complex. So this was the limitations or failure of G.N. Lewis. ठीक है, so G.N. Lewis first proposed by octet theory. That theory means what? To complete their octet, elements tends to accept the electrons until and unless they get a complete their octet. So this theory was explained by the scientist G.N. Lewis, and this theory tells or explain the phenomenon of chemical bond. But this theory explain to fail the formation of covalent bond, how the covalent bonds are actually forming. This theory fails to explain the bond length or distance between that bond or bond length of that particular in between that two atoms. So why one complex or example has or compound has a one bond length and another has a different bond length. So why this is so? It could not be explained by octet theory. That's why the new theory came into existence, and that theory was called as valence bond theory. So in 1927 octet theory was proposed by G.N. Lewis. In 1916, please see here, octet theory was proposed by the scientist G.N. Lewis in 1916, and this valence bond theory which was proposed by Hitler and London in 1927, and in that theory they explain the formation of H2O molecule. This Hitler and London, they firstly explained the formation of H2 molecule with the help of quantum mechanics. They took the help of quantum mechanics and they have explained very simple molecule, that is H2. So this theory is called as a valence bond theory. But this valence bond theory again which is not applicable to the polynuclear compounds. It is not applicable to the polynuclear compound. It is simply H2, Br2, simple molecules के लिए थी वो, जो फर्स्ट वैलेंस बॉन्ड थ्योरी थी जो कि हिटलर एंड लंदन ने प्रपोज की थी. दैट इज एप्लीकेबल ओनली H2 मॉलिक्यूल, सिंपल मॉलिक्यूल्स. ठीक है, एंड टू एक्सप्लेन द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ दिस H2 मॉलिक्यूल, आई थिंक आप लोग एक देखने वाले हो how these bonding and anti-bonding molecules orbitals are formed. I think maybe our madam is taking that section. ठीक है ना, valence bond theory of H2 molecule, Br2 molecule, carbon monoxide molecule. In that the wave functions we are going to use. So these wave functions and bonding and anti-bonding molecular, they all come from this quantum mechanics. ठीक है. So again in 1931 this Linus Pauling and Slater, one more scientist is there, Linus Pauling and Slater, who extended the Hitler and London theory. who ये जो theory थी ना उसको ही extend किया इन लोगों ने, लिनस पॉलिंग ने एंड हिटलर ने, लिनस पॉलिंग एंड स्लैटर ने, वो जो theory which was proposed by Hitler and London in 1927, they extended this theory. ठीक है, and they introduced two more concepts into that theory. First concept is resonance and another concept is hybridization. So with the help of resonance and with the help of hybridization, they have proposed a new theory or next version of valence bond theory, and this Linus Pauling wrote a textbook on that theory, and name of that textbook was On the Nature of Chemical Bond. ऑन द नेचर ऑफ केमिकल बॉन्ड. ये जो टेक्स्ट बुक था ना वो उन दिनों बहुत ही पॉपुलर हुआ था. वो in those days this book was called as a Bible of modern chemistry. This book was called as a Bible of modern chemistry. ठीक है, so बहुत पॉपुलर थी थ्योरी. आज भी हम लोग यही थ्योरी देखने वाले हैं, which was proposed by Linus Pauling. That's why it is called as a Pauling's valence bond theory. That's what it is called as what? Pauling's valence bond theory, और sometimes it is also called as a modern valence bond theory, जो कि Pauling ने explain की है. That theory is called as a modern valence bond theory and this theory was proposed in 1931. ठीक है, okay, good. Then what we will going to learn from this Pauling's valence bond theory, that is chapter number 2. क्या देखने वाले हो और क्या समझ में आएगा आप लोगों को? What is the outcome of this valence bond theory? So these are the outcome. क्या है first outcome? How coordination compounds are made. First we will learn how these coordination compounds will form. ठीक है. Then second we will learn the concept of hybridization. I think you know the concept of hybridization in organic point of view. ठीक है, आप लोगों ने organic point of view ये देखा है, how to form a methane molecule, that is a tetrahedral molecule. What is the hybridization of that methane molecule? ठीक है, ये आप लोगों ने देखा है ऑर्गेनिक के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू में. ठीक है, बट in this we will study the broad concept of hybridization that is applicable to the organic as well as inorganic chemistry. ठीक है, then we will learn the structure and geometries of coordination compounds. In this chapter we will learn how to draw the structures, what are the different shapes of that coordination compounds, what are the different geometries that we will learn. ठीक है, then next point we will learn the number of unpaired electrons present in coordination compounds. You will be able to determine how many number of unpaired electron present in that particular coordination compounds, and once you know the number of unpaired electron, then you can comment on the magnetic properties also. Once you know the number of unpaired electrons, you can comment on magnetic properties as well as you can comment on spin multiplicity. Now what is this spin multiplicity? That we will learn as this chapter goes on. जैसे जैसे हम लोग आगे आगे जाएंगे हम लोग देखेंगे व्हाट इज स्पिन मल्टीप्लिसिटी, व्हाट इज मैग्नेटिक मोमेंट, हाउ टू कैलकुलेट मैग्नेटिक मोमेंट, व्हाट इज द फॉर्मूला फॉर दैट, हाउ टू कैलकुलेट नंबर ऑफ अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन, दैट वी विल लर्न. ठीक है, सो दीज आर सम आउटकम ऑफ वैलेंस बॉन्ड थ्योरी, मोस्टली पॉलिंग्स वैलेंस बॉन्ड थ्योरी. ठीक है, सो वी विल स्टार्ट नाउ. ठीक है, इम्पोर्टेंट कंसेप्ट ऑफ कोऑर्डिनेशन कंपाउंड, ये हम लोगों का आज का फर्स्ट पॉइंट है कि इफ यू वांट टू स्टडी और इफ यू वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड Pauling's valence bond theory completely, then you should have the knowledge of these two terms, central metal ion, that is CMA, and ligand. We have seen there are total 5 components. We have seen there are total 5 components or 5 parts of the coordination compounds. Which 5 parts we have discussed in first chapter? That is, it has a counter cation which is positively charged. Then it has a coordination sphere, that means the entities inside the square bracket. This is the second part. Then third part is central metal ion, that is CMA. Fourth part is ligand, and last part is counter anion, which is a negatively charged and which is present after the square bracket. ठीक है, out of that 5 part, these 2 parts are very very important. Which 2 parts are important? That is this CMA, that is central metal atom and ligand. ये आप लोगों को इन दोनों के ऊपर ज्यादा ध्यान देना है during this chapter. Now in central metal atom आप लोगों को क्या क्या पता होना चाहिए central metal atom का? You should know about the atomic number of central metal atom. बहुत ही important है. क्या है ये? बहुत ही important है. You should know the atomic number of central metal atom. Now how to remember atomic number, how to remember their symbol, that we have learned in SYBSC. मैंने आप लोगों को बहुत से अच्छे तरह से बताया while discussing the D block elements. In that we have seen, and in this chapter or in this TYBSC you will learn the metals which is from D block. So don't worry about that. या तुम्हारे TYBSC और इस सेमिस्टर में मोस्टली वी विल लर्न अबाउट द मेटल्स फ्रॉम डी ब्लॉक एलिमेंट. ठीक है, तो आप लोगों को उनका सब फिजिकल प्रॉपर्टीज पता है, केमिकल प्रॉपर्टीज पता है, सब आप लोगों को पता है. सो फर्स्ट इज इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर इज एटॉमिक नंबर. आप लोगों को क्या पता होना चाहिए? एटॉमिक नंबर पता होना चाहिए. ठीक है, ये बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है. फर्स्ट यू शुड नो अबाउट द एटॉमिक नंबर. ठीक है, देन फॉर एग्जांपल क्रोमियम. क्या है एटॉमिक नंबर क्रोमियम का? बोलो जल्दी से मुझे. देन Fe का बोलो. व्हाट इज द एटॉमिक नंबर ऑफ क्रोमियम? Fe. यस, आप लोग सुन रहे हो, मुझे नहीं सुन रहे हो? सो रिप्लाई मी इन चैट बॉक्स. कृष्ण प्रिया इज सेइंग 24. आयन का 24 है कृष्ण प्रिया. यस, क्रोमियम इज 24 एंड Fe इज 26. ठीक है, वेरी गुड, गुड, वेरी गुड. मतलब सिर्फ कृष्ण प्रिया ही क्लास में है, बाकी के सब लोग चले गए. यस, ट्रिम्फनी भी है. ट्रिम्फनी ने बोला है क्रोमियम इज 24. ठीक है. सो यू शुड नो अबाउट द एटॉमिक नंबर. देन यू शुड नो अबाउट द इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन आल्सो. आप लोगों को क्या पता होना चाहिए? इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन ऑफ दैट मेटल. स्पेशली आपको VSEC पता होना चाहिए. आप लोगों को क्या पता होना चाहिए? VSEC, दैट इज वैलेंस शेल इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन. क्या पता होना चाहिए आप लोगों को? वैलेंस शेल इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन पता होना चाहिए. ठीक है. फॉर एग्जांपल Fe26, व्हाट इज द VSEC? वैलेंस शेल इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कॉन्फ़िगरेशन क्या है आयन का? जल्दी से बोलो मुझे. व्हाट इज द valence shell electronic configuration of iron? That is 26. बोलो जल्दी. (4s2 3d6). Iron is 4s2 3d6. So this is correct. Very good, Krishna Priya. This is the valence shell electronic configuration of iron. So next, second important point कौन सा है? The electronic configuration. You should be able to write the electronic configuration of the d block elements. Then the oxidation state. ये मैंने आपको बहुत सी बार बोला है. Oxidation state is very very important. ये oxidation state है ना, मैं आप लोगों को बता देता हूँ. ये आप लोगों का पीछा नहीं छोड़ने वाले. ये आप लोगों का पीछा नहीं छोड़ने वाली इस जन्म में. इस जन्म में क्यों बोल रहा हूँ मैं आप लोगों को? क्योंकि आप लोगों ने केमिस्ट्री में करियर करने का सोचा है, तो आप लोगों को ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट कैलकुलेट करने आनी ही चाहिए. ठीक है ना? इफ यू वांट टू डू करियर इन केमिस्ट्री, देन योर बेसिक शुड बी वेरी 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 गुड. ठीक है ना? समझ में आ रहा है ना? यस और नो? सो ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट. और मैंने आप लोगों को बहुत अच्छी तरह से बताया हाउ टू कैलकुलेट द ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट. ठीक है. देन यू शुड नो द शेप्स of d orbital. Then you should know the shapes of the d orbital, and one more, you should know the geometries of coordination compound. ये भी आप लोगों को पता होना चाहिए. क्या पता होना चाहिए? Geometries of coordination compound. Shapes of the d orbital. How many d orbitals are there? 5 d orbital is there. dx, z, dy, z, and d xy, and dx square minus 1, dx square minus y square, and dz square. All these 5 orbitals have different shapes. All these 5 orbitals has a different shape. So these 4 things is very very important in order to understand the valence bond theory completely. Then the third part is ligand part. ligand वाला part ये भी आप लोगों को पता होना चाहिए. लिगैंड का आप लोगों को क्या पता होना चाहिए? टाइप्स ऑफ लिगैंड पता होना चाहिए. व्हिच टाइप्स ऑफ लिगैंड्स आर देयर? न्यूट्रल, पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव लिगैंड्स. ठीक है. और ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ नंबर ऑफ अनपेयर्ड इलेक्ट्रॉन्स डोनेटेड बाय लिगैंड, मोनोडेंटेड, बाइडेंटेड, ट्राइडेंटेड, पॉलीडेंटेड, हेक्साडेंटेड. ठीक है. ये आप लोगों को पता होना चाहिए. तो ये आप लोगों को लिगैंड के बारे में ये आपको जानकारी होनी चाहिए. ठीक है. Now in this chapter I am going to tell you one more type of classification of ligand. Valence bond theory classifies the ligand into 3 types. Valence bond theory classifies the ligand into 3 types, and these 3 types are different from what we have seen in the first chapter. फर्स्ट चैप्टर के जो भी कुछ डिफरेंट टाइप्स थे उनसे ये टाइप्स अलग है, क्योंकि वैलेंस बॉन्ड थ्योरी कंसीडर्स द टाइप्स ऑफ लिगैंड मोस्टली इनटू 3 टाइप्स: स्ट्रॉन्ग लिगैंड, एवरेज लिगैंड, एंड वीक लिगैंड. सो वी विल सी द टाइप्स ऑफ लिगैंड. And first of all we will see the shapes of the d orbitals. First of all we will see the shapes of the d orbitals and shape of the some hybrid orbitals. Then we will see the types of ligand. ठीक है. तो पहले आप लोगों को ये हम लोग देखते हैं. क्या देखते हैं? शेप्स ऑफ द हाइब्रिड ऑर्बिटल और शेप ऑफ द ज्योमेट्रीज, ज्योमेट्री कौन सी है, उसका शेप्स क्या है, ठीक है ना। तो फर्स्ट आप लोगों को ये दिख रहा है, सपोज दिस इज योर मेटल, suppose this is your metal at the center, and these three are ligands, these three are ligands, and all these four things, that is one metal and three ligands, they are in one plane, they are in one plane. So this geometry or this symbol is called as, क्या बोलते हैं इस लोगों को? If metal is at the center and three ligands are there, metal is at the center and three ligands are there, and both four things, metal plus three ligands, they are in one plane, then that geometry is called as, or that shape is called as what? क्या बोलते हैं उसको? बोलो जल्दी से। ट्राइगोनल प्लेनर बोलते हैं। क्या बोलते हैं? जय रत्न पार्की सिंह, प्लेनर, इट इज प्लेनर, नो डाउट जय, बट इट इज ट्राइगोनल। व्हाई इट इज ट्राइगोनल? यस, trigonal planar. Mansi is also saying trigonal planar. Very good. So this is trigonal planar. Trigonal planar. ठीक है, and its hybridization is sp2. Its hybridization is sp2. So this is the first step, that is trigonal planar and hybridization sp2. Now look at this second figure. And tell me the shapes or geometries of this second figure. क्या है in this second one? सॉरी, कौन सा है? वेरी पॉपुलर, ये आप लोगों को पता होना चाहिए। सी, मेटल इज हियर, this one is metal, and these four are ligands. This tetrahedral, very good. This is tetrahedral, TD, and its hybridization is sp3. Now look at this third number, figure number 3. This is your metal at the center now, and these three ligands, metal and these three ligands, they are in one plane. Metal plus three ligands, they are in one plane, and one ligand is above that plane and one ligand is the below of that plane. This is above the plane, this ligand is above the plane, and this ligand is below the plane. So here Ml5, here Ml5. So Ml5 coordination number in this case is 5. Ml5 coordination number is 5. Here in this case Ml4 coordination number 4. Here Ml3 coordination number is 3. ठीक है। Now this is pentagonal. No, it is not pentagonal. No, it is not pentagonal. विश्वजीत, वैभव, प्रिया, रेणुका, पेंटागोनल नहीं है। पेंटागोनल कब हो जाएगी? जब all the 5 ligands are in one plane, all the 5 ligands and metal is are in one plane, then only it is pentagonal. Trigonal bipyramidal, correct. Krishnapriya is saying trigonal bipyramidal. So this metal is here, these 3 ligands are here, that means it is trigonal. And bipyramidal, one ligand is above the plane and one is below the plane. It is TBP. In short form it is called as a TBP, trigonal bipyramidal. Its short form is TBP, trigonal bipyramidal, and its hybridization is DSP3 or sp3d. Its hybridization is DSP3 or sp3d. ठीक है। Then come to this very well known, very famous, very popular metal is this. Here आपका metal है, then 4 ligands are here, 4 ligands are here, and metal are 4 ligands and metals are in one plane. Then one ligand is above the plane, another ligand is below the plane. Here Ml6, here Ml6 coordination number is 6, and this is octahedral geometry. This is octahedral geometry. कौन सी geometry है? ऑक्टेहेड्रल ज्योमेट्री है, ठीक है, यस और नो, यस और नो, देन इट्स हाइब्रिडाइजेशन इज D2sp3 और sp3d2, D2sp3 और sp3d2, ठीक है, समझ में आया आप लोगों को शेप्स ऑफ द हाइब्रिड ऑर्बिटल्स, यस और नो, समझ में आया आप लोगों को, यस और नो. ऑक्टाहेड्रल प्राप्तीने सांगितलंय की ऑक्टाहेड्रल आहे सर, ओके बरोबर आहे, ठीक आहे, ठीक आहे, चला समजले का हे, are you understand it or not? If you want you can take screenshot also, you can, if you want you can take screenshot also, because this is very very important. If you want you can take screenshot, very good, very good. Chalo, then we will go to the move to the next we will see the types of ligand according to the valence bond theory. Valence bond theory differentiate or classifies ligands into three major types. कितने types में classify करती है valence bond theory? It classifies the ligands into three types. According to the valence bond theory, ligands are classified into three types. Which three types? So this one is first type, this is second, and this is third. So what is the first type? Strong ligand. According to the valence bond theory, the type 1 is strong ligand, then second one is average ligand, and third one is a weak ligand, ठीक है. So ये पॉइंट बहुत आपको ध्यान में रखना है during study of valence bond theory, that which point valence bond theory classifies ligand into three types: strong ligand, average ligand, and weak ligands. Strong ligand, average ligand, and weak ligands. Now we will see the first strong ligand. क्या होते हैं स्ट्रॉन्ग लिगैंड्स? द स्ट्रॉन्ग लिगैंड्स आर गुड इलेक्ट्रॉन्स डोनर. स्ट्रॉन्ग लिगैंड्स आर, they are good electron donor, that's why they are called as a strong ligand. So those ligands which can donate the electrons easily to the central metal atom, they are called as a strong ligand. कौन से ligand? Those ligands which can donate a pair of electron to the central metal atom very easily, they are called as a strong ligand. They are called as a strong ligand. Then the second point. Then the second points. क्या है second points? ये रहा आपके स्क्रीन पर. Second point is strong ligand always pairs, strong ligands always pairs the unpaired electrons present in the CMA. Strong ligand always pairs the unpaired electrons present in the CMA. Whatever the unpaired electrons present in the d orbital of central metal atom, they will get paired by the strong ligand. They will get paired by the strong ligand. So strong ligand always pairs the unpaired electrons present in the CMA. Then the third point, example, कौन सा example है? These are the example. NO nitrosyl Cn minus, cyanide CO carbonyl, ठीक है. So these are the example of strong ligand. So these are the example of strong ligand. Then समझ में आया strong ligands, ठीक है. चलो, then we will talk about the average ligand. Then we will talk about the average ligand type number 2. Type number 2 कौन सा है? type number 2 average ligand. So क्या है? First point, average ligands are average electron donor. Average ligands are average electron donor. Average ligands are average electron donor. ठीक है. Then it can act as a strong as well as weak ligand. It can act as a strong as well as weak ligand. Here K should be there. It can act as a strong as well as weak ligand. Now when it will act as a strong ligand and when it will act as a weak ligand, that depends upon the situation. So whether the average ligand can act as a strong ligand or can act as a weak ligand, it depends upon the situation. Now situation means what? Situation means the type of metal atom present. कौन सा metal atom present है? What is the oxidation state of that metal atom? What is the oxidation state of that metal atom? Then the second point is what is the geometry of that complex is forming. कौन सी geometry complex form करना है? What is the shapes? What is the oxidation state? What is the electronegativity of that metal atom? And what is its electron deficient? ठीक है, हाउ मच दैट मेटल इज इलेक्ट्रॉन डिफिशिएंट. सो दिस सिचुएशन, सो बेस्ड अपॉन दिस सिचुएशन दिस एवरेज लिगैंड कैन एक्ट एज ए स्ट्रांग एज वेल एज ए वीक लिगैंड. बहुत बड़ी अच्छी बात है इसके ऊपर. तो आप लोगों को इन एवरेज लिगैंड के ऊपर जरा सा ध्यान देना चाहिए. ठीक है, इसके ऊपर आप लोगों को ध्यान देना चाहिए. देन एग्जांपल, कौन से ऐसे एग्जांपल? एग्जांपल्स आर H2O that is water, NH3 that is ammonia, PY that is pyridine, EDTA ethylene diamine tetraacetic acid, OX it is not ox, it is oxalato, then hydroxyl OX OH minus. So these are the examples of average ligand. These are the examples of average ligand. Then the weak ligands. क्या है weak ligands? The weak ligands are poor electron donor. Weak ligands are poor electron donor. That means they cannot donate electrons to the central metal atom easily. ठीक है. Then weak ligand never pair unpaired electrons present in the CMA. बहुत ही अच्छी बात है, बहुत ही अच्छा पॉइंट है. As like a strong ligand, these weak ligand they never pair the unpaired electrons present in the CMA. That means when the weak ligand is present, there will no pairing will take place. There is no pairing will takes place. ठीक है, जो कुछ भी d ऑर्बिटल में इलेक्ट्रॉन्स है सेंट्रल मेटल एटम के, दैट मेटल एटम्स विल नॉट अंडरगो पेयरिंग इन प्रेजेंस ऑफ वीक लिगैंड. ठीक है, ओके. देन द एग्जांपल, कौन से एग्जांपल्स? all halogens, that is fluoride, chloride, bromide, iodide, SCN minus. So these are the examples of weak ligand. So these are the examples of weak ligand. ठीक है, understood these three types of ligand. किसको किसको समझ में आया है? Who understand these ligands? Three types of ligands according to valence bond theory. बोलो जल्दी, किसको 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 समझ में आया है? दिल से बताना आपने. सर मुझे समझ में आया है, जो कुछ भी आपने पढ़ाया सर, आई गॉट इट वेरी वेल. ठीक है, कोमल, विश्वजीत, जय, बस इन तीनों को ही समझ में आया? कृष्ण प्रिया, दीपाली, नेहा, विक्रम, ओके, अच्छी बात है. चलो चलो चलो, देन विल मूव फॉरवर्ड. ओ प्लीज रिमेंबर दिस. ये जो नोट जो आपके स्क्रीन पे दिख रही है ना, राइट डाउन करके ले लो भैया, ये बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है. ये जो नोट आपको स्क्रीन के ऊपर दिख रही है ना, ये नोट डाउन करके लो. आपके पास नोटबुक है तो क्या है नोट? C donor is greater than N donor is greater than O donor is greater than halogens. What this note indicate or what this order indicates? Can anybody guess? क्या indicate कर रही है order? कौन बोल सकता है क्या? What does this order indicates? C donor is greater than N donor is greater than O donor is greater than halogens. What this order tells? बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है, ये आप लोगों को ध्यान में रखना चाहिए. सर एवरेज इलेक्ट्रॉन डोनर नहीं, क्या है? सोनल क्या बोल रही है? मुझे कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा. क्या है? सो दिस ऑर्डर इंडिकेट्स द इलेक्ट्रॉन डोनेशन कैपेबिलिटी टू द सेंट्रल मेटल एटम. सो कार्बन डोनर है जो ज्यादा डोनेट करते हैं, देन नाइट्रोजन डोनर है, देन ऑक्सीजन डोनर है, एंड देन हाइड्रोजन डोनर है. सो दिस ऑर्डर डिनोट्स और इंडिकेट द इलेक्ट्रॉन डोनेशन कैपेसिटी ऑफ द लिगैंड्स. It donates the electron donation capacity, and these electron donating capacities depends upon the electronegativity. It depends upon what? Electronegativity. Higher the electronegativity, poor is the capacity to donate the electron to the central metal atom. For example, if you see in this case halogens, they shows highest electronegativity in the periodic table. They shows high electronegativity. High electronegativity means they cannot give the electrons easily. They cannot give the electrons easily. But carbon less electronegativity, carbon will cannot attract the electrons towards itself, so that it can easily give the electrons to the central metal atom. Then बारी आती है नाइट्रोजन की, then आती है ऑक्सीजन की, then आती है ऑक्सीजन की. ठीक है, so this you have to remember, this you have to remember. ठीक है, कार्बन डोनर्स आर वेरी गुड डोनर, देन नाइट्रोजन डोनर, देन ऑक्सीजन डोनर, एंड लास्टली हेलोजेंस, दे आर very bad electrons donor because they are electron loving, they are electron loving. ठीक है, चलो, then we'll go to the main part of VBT. We'll go to the main part of VBT, that is assumptions or postulates of valence bond theory. That is assumptions or postulates of valence bond theory. तो हम लोग देखेंगे assumptions. कौन तैयार है इस टॉपिक के लिए? कौन तैयार है इस टॉपिक के लिए? Who is ready to learn assumptions or postulates of valence bond theory? जो कि हार्ट है. This is the heart of valence bond theory. This is the heart of valence bond theory. If you understand assumptions or postulates or key points of valence bond theory, then and then only you can understand the concept of valence bond theory. So who is ready? Yes, yes. विश्वजीत ने हाथ ऊपर कर दिया. वेरी गुड. ओनली विश्वजीत इज रेडी. सो आई विल एक्सप्लेन दिस assumptions only to the विश्वजीत. चलेगा? नहीं. जय इज देयर, सोनल इज देयर, प्रिया इज देयर. गुड 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 गुड. सो वी विल see the assumption number 1. We will see the assumption number 1, and that is, this assumption number is आपके स्क्रीन पे. क्या है? The central metal atom. क्या assumptions है? Read these assumptions. The central metal atom should have empty orbital equals to its coordination number to form a coordinate bonds with ligand. This is the first assumptions. क्या assumptions है? The central metal atom should have empty or vacant orbital equals to its coordination number. Whatever the coordination number है metal का, जो कुछ भी है, उतने empty और vacant orbital metal के पास होने चाहिए to form a sigma bond. To form a sigma bond. So this is the first assumption. The central metal atom should have a vacant orbital or empty orbital equals to its coordination number to form a coordinate bond with ligand. This is the first assumptions. Write down these assumptions. ये assumptions मैंने बहुत से simple language में फॉर्मुलेट किए. ये आप लोगों को बुक में नहीं मिलेंगे, कहाँ पे नहीं मिलेंगे. तो आप लोग इसको नोट डाउन करके लेना. मैं बोल रहा हूँ, आप लोग इसको नोट डाउन करके लेना. क्या है फर्स्ट assumption? The central metal atom should have empty orbital equals to its coordination number to form a coordinate bond with ligand. This is the first assumption. Then look at the second assumptions. क्या है? So first assumption is related to the CMA. First assumption is related to what? CMA, central metal atom. Now second assumption is related to the ligand. Second assumption is related to the ligand. क्या है ligand के बारे में? Ligand must have at least one pair of electron for the donation. जाहिर सी बात है, अगर ligand को bond form करना है, coordinate bond form करना है with the metal, so that ligand should have at least one pair of electron for the donation. Yes or no? होना चाहिए कि नहीं होना चाहिए भाई? होना चाहिए. एक तभी तो वो डोनेट कर पाएगा, तभी तो डोनेट कर पाएगा. So second assumption is ligand must have at least one pair of electron. Ligand must have at least one pair of electrons for the donation. 2 पेयर है, अच्छी बात है. 3 पेयर है, बहुत ही अच्छी बात है. ठीक है, लेकिन एटलीस्ट एक तो भी होने चाहिए for the donation and form a coordinate bond or form a sigma bond. ठीक है, so this is your assumption number 2. Then the assumption number 3 आपके स्क्रीन पे. क्या है assumption number 3? A covalent coordinate bond. Read these assumptions very carefully. A covalent coordinate bond is formed by head-on overlapping. A covalent bond is formed by head-on overlapping of vacant metal orbital with filled ligand orbital. कब फॉर्म हो जाता है? How it will get formed? When the vacant metal orbital will get overlap with ligand orbital, and the overlap is the type of overlap is head-on overlap. Type of overlap is head-on overlap. Now what is this head-on means? heads are overlapping. Head on means heads are overlapping. Now how their heads are overlapping, we will see. For example, this is a metal, this is metal, and it has this vacant orbital. This metal has a vacant orbital. Then for example, this is ligand. For example, here this one is ligand and it has a field orbital. It has a field orbital. This is vacant orbital and this is field orbital. So, and this overlapping means heads of the orbitals are overlapping and forms a sigma bond. Heads of the orbitals are overlapping and forms a sigma bond. So this is the third assumption. A covalent coordinate bond is formed by head-on overlap of vacant metal orbital with the field ligand orbital. This is the third assumption. Understood? थर्ड assumption समझ में आया आप सब लोगों को? Yes or no? आया है नहीं आया है? Yes or no? तो चलो हम लोगों ने ये तो देख लिया कि how sigma bond is forming. How sigma bond is forming. How sigma bond is forming? Sigma bond is formed by head-on overlap of vacant metal orbital with the field ligand orbital. With the field ligand orbital. So this is the formation of sigma bond. Why it is the formation of sigma bond? Because axial overlapping of the orbital taking place. Because why it is called as a sigma bond? Because axial overlapping of the orbital taking place, and when there is axial overlapping, then that bond is called as a sigma bond. Then that bond is called as a sigma bond. Very simple. Now look at the fourth assumptions. Now look at the fourth assumptions. What is this fourth assumptions? Fourth assumption is it tells the possibility of pi bond formation. Possibility of pi bond formation due to the sidewise overlapping of field metal orbital with the suitable vacant orbital. Now first तो हम लोगों ने sigma bond form किया है. Now there is another possibility. कौन सी possibility है? There is another possibility to form a pi bond. There is another possibility to form a pi bond due to the what? Due to what? Due to sidewise overlapping of field metal orbital. Now here orbitals are filled. Now here metal orbitals, they are field metal orbital. Now this metal orbital has electrons in it. Metal orbital has electrons in it and with the vacant ligand orbital. फर्स्ट केस में क्या था? फर्स्ट केस में metal orbitals vacant थे. In the formation of pi bond, metal orbitals are filled with electrons. In the formation of pi bonds, metal orbitals are filled with electrons. Now we will see. For example, first this we will see. I will write here. First, what happens? First, ligands donates electron. Ligand donates electrons and forms a sigma bond. पहले तो क्या होता है? Ligands electron donate करता है to form a sigma bond or coordinate bond. So I have written this arrow pointing from ligand to metal because electrons are donated by ligand atoms and electrons are accepted by metal atoms. Now due to the acceptance of electrons from ligand, this metal atom acquires a delta negative charge. Metal atom acquires a delta negative charge. ठीक है? And this ligand acquires a delta positive charge. क्यों? Because इसने electrons दिए. Now, for example, these are the metal orbitals. And now these orbitals are field orbitals. And these orbitals are ligand orbitals. Just consider these are ligand orbitals. And now there is possibility of formation of pi bond. There is possibility of formation of pi bonds. Due to what? Due to sidewise overlapping of ligand orbital, metal orbital and ligand orbital. So there is overlapping of orbital takes place. This overlapping is called as a sidewise overlapping. This overlapping is called as a sidewise overlapping. And there is donation of electrons from metal to ligand. There is donation of electrons from metal to ligand. This back donation of electrons from metal to ligand, it is called as a back bonding. It is called as a back bonding. It is called as a back bonding. क्या बोलते हैं उसको? Back bonding. Back donation of electron takes place. So it is called as a back bonding. ठीक है. So here electrons in the second case or in the pi bond formation, electrons are donated by metal to the ligand. ठीक है. Now after the donation of electrons or sidewise overlapping, they forms a pi bond. So automatically pi bond form हो जाएगा. Automatically pi bond form हो जाएगा. So due to this, it is called as a pi bonding. Due to this, it is also called as a pi bonding. It is also called as a synergic bonding, and this phenomenon is called as a synergism. This phenomenon is called as a synergism. समझ में आया आप लोगों को? Phenomenon of synergism, pi bonding, back bonding. क्या होता है? पहले तो formation of sigma bond will take place by the donation of electrons from ligand to metal. And this donation of electrons takes place due to the overlapping, head-on overlapping of the orbitals, and this axial overlapping of the orbital, and due to this axial overlapping, that bond is called as a sigma bond. In second case, sidewise overlapping takes place. In second case, sidewise overlapping is there. That's why it is called as a pi bond. That's why it is called as a pi bond. And this back donation of electrons to the ligand, it is called as a back bonding. Pi bond form हो रहा है. So it is also called as a pi bonding. This phenomenon is called as a this phenomenon is called as a synergism, or sometimes it is called as a synergic bonding also. Sometimes it is called as a synergic bonding also. ठीक है, समझ में आ रहा है? Fourth postulates, fourth assumptions और fourth key point समझ में आ गए आप सब लोगों का? Yes or no? ठीक है, चलो. Then we will move to the next. Fifth assumptions. Then we will move to the Renuka, Rohan, Supriya. ठीक है, समझ ले. ठीक है, चला. Then we will see the fifth point or fifth assumptions. क्या है fifth assumptions? Read the fifth assumptions carefully. A strong coordinate bond is formed only when the orbital overlaps to the maximum extent. When will the strong coordinate bond will get formed? Only when the orbital overlaps to the maximum extent. If the overlapping of the orbital to the greater extent, then that bond is called as a strong bond. Then that bond has a stability. When there is overlapping of the orbital to the maximum extent. अगर ज़्यादा हो गए so it will form a coordinate bond. अगर overlapping is less, then it is a weak bond. If the overlapping is less, then it is called as a weak bond. ठीक है? And this maximum overlapping is possible only when. कब हो जाती है maximum overlapping? This maximum overlapping is possible only when vacant metal orbital undergo a process called as a hybridization. So here Pauling introduced the concept of hybridization. क्या introduce किया Pauling ने? Hybridization concept introduce किया है. Why this hybridization concept is necessary? Because if you want to comment about their strength of that bond, that orbital needs to overlap to the maximum extent. Needs to overlap up to the maximum extent. And when this maximum overlapping will take place, when the vacant metal orbital undergo process called as a hybridization. Now after hybridization, what happens? All the vacant orbital of the metals, जो कुछ भी 5 orbitals है, s orbital है, d orbital है, they will undergo a process called as a hybridization. And this hybridization is nothing but the mixing and recasting of atomic orbital to form a new set of orbital with the equal energies, with the equal symmetries. That process is called as hybridization. So after hybridization, what will happen? All the orbital s and d orbital, whatever the orbitals which are involving in that bonding process, they undergo hybridization, and after hybridization they will form a new set of orbital called as a hybrid orbital. They will called as a new set of orbital called as a hybrid orbital, and this hybrid orbital has the same energy, same symmetry, and if the energy is same, symmetry is same, then that orbital will have a maximum extent. then that orbital will have a overlapping to the maximum extent. So hybridization is necessary. So hybridization is necessary. समझ में आ रहा है? So the fifth assumptions of valence bond theory or Pauling's valence bond theory is hybridization. ये Pauling's की देन है. किसकी देन है भाई? ये Pauling's की देन है. That's why it is called. And this hybridization concept was very important in case of hybridization. How this is important? ये हम लोग देखेंगे while the solving the problems, while the applying valence bond theory to the different geometries. Then we will see how this hybridization concept is necessary. ठीक है? Okay, चलो. Then the next hybridization, sixth one. आपके स्क्रीन पे क्या है? The metal electrons. Read the assumptions or postulates or key points carefully first. The metal electrons which do not take part in hybridization process. The metal electrons which do not take part in hybridization process occupy inner d orbital. Occupy inner d orbital, and they are called as a non-bonding metal electrons. And then they are called as a non-bonding metal electrons. Now, there are some electrons in the d orbitals of the central metal atom that electrons will not take part in hybridization process. वो hybridization में involve नहीं होते. That electrons will not take part in hybridization process. They occupies the inner orbital. They occupies the inner d orbital, and whatever the outer d orbitals are there, that outer d orbitals will get participated in a hybridization process. Whatever the outer orbitals are there, that outer orbital only will get participate in hybridization process. ठीक है? And the electrons है जो कि कहाँ पे बैठे? They occupy the inner d orbital, and that electrons will not take part in the bonding process. That electrons will not take part in hybridization process, and that electrons are called as non-bonding metal electrons. That electrons are called as non-bonding metal electrons. कौन से electrons? Those electrons which do not take part in hybridization process, and they occupies the inner d orbital. This is the sixth assumptions of valence bond theory. This is the sixth assumption of valence bond theory. Then we will see the last assumptions. Assumptions number 7. Assumption number 7. From the knowledge of number of unpaired electron. क्या है assumption number 7? From the knowledge of number of unpaired electrons present in the complex, it is possible to determine magnetic moment and geometry of the complex. क्या है? From the knowledge of unpaired electrons present in the CMA, from the knowledge of unpaired electrons present in the CMA, it is possible to determine the magnetic moment, to determine the geometry of the complex. Once you know the number of unpaired electrons, you can comment about the magnetic moment, you can determine the geometry of that particular complex. So these are the 7 and very important assumptions, postulates, or we can say key points of Pauling's valence bond theory. ठीक है? So I think we'll stop here. I think we'll stop here. Yes or no? We'll stop here. Now you have 5 minutes, and I will be happy to answer your questions. If you have any doubt about valence bond theory, assumptions of valence bond theory, types of ligands of according to the valence bond theory, you can ask me. You can ask me. समझ में आया आज का लेक्चर? लास्ट पॉइंट परत सांगा सर. फ्रॉम द नॉलेज ऑफ नंबर ऑफ अनपेड इलेक्ट्रॉन. प्रतीक, द लास्ट पॉइंट इज फ्रॉम द नॉलेज ऑफ नंबर ऑफ अनपेड इलेक्ट्रॉन्स प्रेजेंट इन द कॉम्प्लेक्स. अगर आप लोगों को नंबर ऑफ अनपेड इलेक्ट्रॉन्स पता चल गए, देन यू कैन डिटरमाइन or you can comment on magnetic moment, geometry of the complex. Then how? The question comes how? If you know the number of electrons, how you can determine the geometry, how you can determine the magnetic moment of the complex, that I will tell you. Don't worry about that. मैं हूँ. For that I will be there. Don't worry about that. But just remember, you can comment on the magnetic moment and you can determine the geometry of the complex once you know the number of unpaired electrons. ठीक है, चलो. So you can ask me if you have any doubts, otherwise we will stop here. Krishna Priya is saying thank you sir. Pratik Patankar, no doubt. Sonal, okay sir, thank you sir. Okay, good. No doubt sir, thank you. विश्वजितला कुठलाच डाऊट नाही, म्हणजे विश्वजितला समजलंय लेक्चर. ठीक आहे. Chalo, so we'll stop here. Goodbye. Have a good evening to all of you.